Hello guys! Nowadays mechanical gaming keyboards with magnetic switches are going crazy. I mean crazy cheap. Today I want to show you this MAD 68HE. This is a copy of Wooting 60HE, but I don't know, maybe 5 times cheaper. So I found this keyboard on AliExpress and you guys suggest me to do a review, and also I'm noticed that it's a lot of review right now on YouTube of this keyboard. So I ordered on AliExpress for, I don't know, maybe 40 bucks. So this is a crazy cheap. Can you imagine a 40 bucks for a magnetic switches keyboard? This is a 68 layout, so I have this page down, page up, insert keys. Obviously we don't have F row, but we have arrow keys. Also, as you may see, we have this pretty nice gradient keycap set with side printed legend. So warning, if you don't know how to type blindly without RGB on, it will be pretty hard to type. So actually it will be not possible to type, because these keycaps, this black side of keycaps, you cannot see this side printed legends without RGB, right? But this keyboard is wired, only wired, so I don't think you will ever use it without RGB, because it's no battery, so nothing to save. So I don't think this is a problem, because with RGB, I will show you later, you can see perfectly fine all legends. Also, ta-da! Nothing remind you this. Obviously this is a copy of a 60HE from Wooting, the same approach with this handler, right? From the overall look, again, it's a copy of Wooting. You don't have any, like legs, adjustable legs, you have only USB-C port, because it's a wired keyboard, right? It's no wireless. And we have a pretty interesting tool for keycap and switch pulling, and we have braided USB cable. So using this tool you will be able to check keycaps, right? And I assume this is a double shot PBT shine through side printed keycaps, like nothing bad, nothing good. For given price, I would say it's a really good keycaps, right? But again, using this tool you will not be able to eject these switches, because they're super heavy inserted, and this plastic tool you will just break it, you know, if you will try. So I will be using my metal one. So take into account that usually on AliExpress it's not really clear who is selling what, with what description and what parameters. It will be hard to say exactly what the switches are, right? But I saw that this is a kind of Gatron switches, and yes, they looks exactly the same as Gatron Jade. One exception, one difference, this stem is wider, right? But I did check with compatibility with Gatron Jade and with TTC Magneto, and yes, they are compatible. So theoretically you can use in this keyboard almost whatever you want from magnetic switches point of view, of course. But you know what, I need to say that these switches are pretty nice. They are pre-looped, they sound good, so you don't need to change them. And going back, that whole idea of this keyboard, that this is a super cheap copy of Wooting 60HE, obviously you don't need to change them. You can use it right from the box. Under the switches we don't have any switch pad, and this is a usual case. We have metal switch plate, positioning plate, and we have south facing RGB, of course, because we have side printed legend. Okay guys, I assume mostly you will be interested in 3 things. Is it cheap, is it fast, and how it sounds? I already told you that this is too cheap, as per my opinion. Now let's connect this to my PC and let's check what we have as a driver. And as a driver we have a web version Again, this is a great benefit, right? You don't need to download anything suspicious, right? So to access WebDriver, you need to connect using USB cable to your PC or Mac, by the way, because right now I am on my Mac. And then you need to go to hub.fgg.com.cn, and you have three options. You have equipment, keyboard tools, and firmware download. So you see that I have my MAD 68 already connected, and one more benefit, crazy benefit, that you can set RGB per key. It's not always for all keyboard available, but you see I already set up different colors for different keys and it looks just great. Then obviously speed, performance. So as you may see, we can change actuation point from 0.1 to 3 something, 3.5 or whatever, right? And also we can use this rapid trigger, switch off or switch on. The small nuance, I don't think it really works right now, because if I will switch off, go to another tab, back to this tab with performance, it's again automatically switched on. So I assume it doesn't work, or it's always on. Then you have your dynamic keystrokes, you have your toggle switch and other stuff, right? You have macro and other settings. So what is important regarding performance? I did test on 3 different settings, like with minimal actuation point, maximum, and a middle around 2.02 millimeters, right? Then we have this keyboard tool, and you can press any keys, and you can see that we have timing with key down, key up, and you can count milliseconds between key down and key up, and between key up and key down, right? What is pretty interesting. So as you may see, for this actuation point 0.1 for all keys, delay between key down and key up is around 35 milliseconds, and delay between key up and key down, so basically between presses, you have around 44 milliseconds, right? Then with average actuation point, like with a classical mechanical switches, 2 millimeters, we have 38, 44. And with the longest actuation point, 3.5, this is a maximum, we have 47 millisecond delay between key down, key up, right? What does it mean? You can see all together on this slide that in average actuation point delay in milliseconds after your press and it's registered on a screen around 30 milliseconds. It could be as low as 24, as long as 50 milliseconds, but what does it mean in real life for you, right? So according to the all known information that human body can register a change on a screen as fast as 150 milliseconds. If you are a super duper cybersport man, maybe you can do this with a speed of 100 milliseconds. And you can see on this left side that in our case it was 44 milliseconds, which is twice or even 4 times less. So what does it mean? It means that regardless of all the settings of actuation point and rapid trigger, this keyboard is crazy fast. It's fast enough to you to not see the difference between actuation point of 0.1 millimeter or actuation point 0.4 millimeters. It's just fast. Okay guys, it's all clear. It's super cheap keyboard. It's very well made copy of Wooting 60 HE, but how this keyboard is sound? Okay, you heard the sound is not bad. Actually, it's even better than Wooting 1 year plus ago. When I've got my first Wooting, it was terrible sound. Again, take into account that you can change the switches to Gatron Jade and it will be immediately better sound. You can disassemble this keyboard and check what is inside and add some foams and all of that, right? Take into account the price of this keyboard and options and performance. Take into account all these facts. I really struggle to understand how, for example, Wooting may compete with a keyboard like this with a price right now around $40. Of course, it could be 55 or 60 plus taxes plus delivery. But anyway, I know you guys who is not in US can get this keyboard even cheaper. So it's crazy competition right now on the market of mechanical keyboard. And if you want something small, nice sounding, top performance, you really can check this out.